Long time, eh? After long time with the physical classes. Last week, what did we discuss? Last week, what did we discuss? Risk and return portfolio. What are the things we discussed there? So we covered the risk and return lesson. So yeah, we identify the individual risk and return as well as the risk and return of the portfolio. And then we identify the another model called the capital asset pricing model to how to calculate the return if the investor mix the risk-free securities plus the other one risky assets. Right? That is what we discussed in the last week, and we had the quiz also. Those who are unable to participate for the quiz, raise your hand. Unable to participate for the quiz. Other millions also complete. Someone send me a mail. That's good. Why course?
Hello, Miss.
Yes.
I was unable to participate the quiz as well.
Okay. Any other students? Fine. Okay. So then we have another quiz. If we are unable to take the another quiz, that means quiz number 2. So we are going with the quiz number 1. I gave you the 15 questions. So then last week I also told you that. So I'm converting that 15 marks into 20. Right? So if I were unable to take the second quiz, right? For the absent students, I will give an alternative quiz, right? So and then I will let you know the date. Today I can't do it. So anyway, I will give the another alternative quiz for the quiz number 1, right? Okay. Quiz number 2 කරන්න බැරි වුණොත් එහෙනම් මම ඔයාලට දෙනවා. මම ඔයාලට පළවෙනි quiz එකෙන් පළවෙනි ගත්ත mark එක තමයි 20 වලට convert කරන්නේ, because we have a quiz for the 20 marks, right? So that is our continuous assignment. Individual continuous assignment. Plus, I will show a short video for your as a guideline or as example for your videos as well today. Okay. I hope you all are working on the group assignment. You are working on a group assignment. That is the main problem. Yes, that's the main problem. Anyway, I divided you into groups based on the LMS participation. So since you asked me to divide you into groups, that's the case, right? So you asked me to mix, that is why I divided you into groups or the LMS. So then LMS has now groups. Right? Anyway, so you have to upload the video in 13th week. So this is the 10th week. 3 more weeks to go. So therefore, you have to work on it. Right? If you have any problem on this one, you can tell. So then we can solve it out. Averagely, how many students in your group? For the quiz, we identified 78 students. That means there should be more than 78 students for this batch. Right? So as I remember, I have divided you into A to F groups and including 12 members. Anyway, can you all see the group members? Yes, how many group members in your groups? 10. Okay. According to there might be 12 groups. 12 or 9 something groups, right? So then out of that 10, how many of you are missing?
Hello, Miss.
Yes.
Miss, we have to find out the some physical friends. If we continue with the online members, is it okay for you, Miss?
Is it difficult to move with the physical students, the classroom students?
Yes, Miss. Sometime cannot contact some areas. So physical online members more than 10 about available, so we can continue our group assignment like that if it's possible.
So I will ask from the physical students and let you know, right? Okay, physical
Okay, Miss.
students, right? So is it difficult to have the online students to your groups? What is your idea? So they are asking to form their own groups with the online students. So then I'm asking from you, is it difficult to participate the online students in your groups? Online students, if you like to work with them, they are already ready to accept you. Anyway, have you all find your own groups? Okay, we'll let you know the online students. Then have you all find your own groups? Fine. That means you all have the groups, eh? Then means out of that 10 students, how many of are missing? Five. They are not responding.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, madam. Actually, we have created the group as you divided, but the problem is the students, they are not coordinating. I mean, they are not responding. So that's why we are asking you to if we can getting together with online members, because it's easy. Some of them they are abroad, then sometimes the time difference is there. So maybe that is the cause for that one.
How many online
As Vidushan
students?
requested,
How many
online
online
students we have to count that one.
More
I
than
think
10
it's
students.
10 students. Okay.
10 students. Sure. Okay. So online student, you can form your own groups and you can work on it. Right? Online students, you can form a group and then you can work on it. The thing is, you have to inform me the number of students you have. More than 10 members, you can't take part in joint groups. There should be only 10 students. If there are more students, ask them to create another group. It might be 1 or 2. Because, yeah, requesting something because it's very convenient to you. That might be convenient to you. So, therefore, you can form your own groups and work on it. Right? Otherwise, you also mixing some things. Okay? They are comfortable. They are it's like going to burden එකක් වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න එච් එකක් ඉගෙනගෙන පාඩමත් ඉගෙනගෙන තමයි group assignments කරන්නේ. මේ හතරයක් ගැන බෑ. ඔළුවට ඉස්සර දෙයක් වුණත් ඒක මම ගත්තොත් ස්පෝර්ට්.
Madam,
Yes.
it is not that like we don't want to work with the physical student, madam. It is not that we are not meaning like this. We like to work with them also, but however, like she explained
Yes,
that
I
sometimes.
can understood that one. Yes, I
Yes.
can understood that one because you all are familiar with the online students now.
Correct,
So I know
madam,
you
yes.
you already like to work with them. So the thing is, you all are online students, so they might be physical students. So therefore, there might be some gaps also. Likewise, I hope it is comfortable to you to treat the online students. That might be efficient. Otherwise, you have some coordination issues with them. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I can understand that one. I can understood that one. The entire scenario, no issues. Right. Okay, that's one soldier. They will perform according to their own rules. They will not take a comfortable one. We have how many students? We check it out. So then how you are doing the other group assignments? That one formed by your own groups.
Some assignment we did our own groups, madam. Some we deal with the physical student, madam. Because there are some like this one maybe the new group again. We have to find the students also, madam. So it is little bit challenge to gather them again because some assignment we have a same group. We did online groups, madam. Some we have to again enroll with the new group. Now it's madam's one, maybe another group we need to perform.
So which group assignments you have completed? I mean completed one. No one, not any group assignment.
Madam,
has been
financial reporting. Financial reporting done physically and student. As well as management information
MI.
system done
MIS, yes.
MIS like physical and online student.
Okay. Right. So do you have that financial reporting group, please? Yes. Shehan, we have it. Do we have it? Financial reporting.
Yes, we have the group.
Okay, so we'll work on that one.
But my group, there's only 4 students.
Other 4 are
Not coming.
not coming. So then how you are working on that assignment?
They did everything.
HR one? HR
HR we are doing online team separately, madam.
Okay, we'll divide the HR groups. You have that list?
Yes.
Share it with me. තව කවුද එහෙම කරලා ඉඳලා කට්ටිය හරි. ඔයාලා විතරයි කියන්නේ. ඔයාලා කවුද ඉන්නේ? ඔය ටික ඔයාලගේ group J. Group J. හරි ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉවරයි. හරි. තව කවුද එහෙම ඉන්නේ? ඔයාලා විතරයිනේ එහෙම ඉන්නේ. මට එක්චාරිටි බෙදලා තියෙන මේ ඉංග්‍රීසි එක කොහොමද? ඔයාලා රික්වෙස්ට් කරේ මට බෙදන්න කියලා මම ඒකයි බෙදුවේ. ඔයාලට හැමදාම එකම ගෲප් වල වැඩ කරලා එපා වෙලා ඔයාලා එච්චර ගෲප් එකේ කැලි වලට කැඩලා දින්නේ. එක්කෙන ඔයාලා 5 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් 5 දෙනා ගෲප් පහක. හරි ගමන්නේ. දෙන්නා කියනවා. 4 දෙනෙක්. අයිතේ ගෲප් එකට පාඩු වෙන්නේ. ඒකට තව 4 දෙනෙක් හරි ඒ ගෲප් එකේ එච්චර ගෲප් එකේ ඉන්නේ 4යි ඉතුරු වෙන තමයි 6ක් ඉන්නවා. එච්චර එකේ ගෲප් එකේ අපි තියනවා අපි වැච්චි ඉන්නේ. Oh, no question. हाँ, but क्या HRV group किए थे? Yeah, मैं group list के शेयर करें. शेयर करें? It's like that. We are going to something new that is change always be a barrier to change. Right? Background in here to work on your assigned goal, right? So we work on the assigned goal. If there are no members, 0 marks. Right? If there are no members, 0 marks, nothing to do. Online student, you remove the online student from your groups. So then, so they will form another group and they will work on it. There are 8 members. Respond करा है, हम क्यों अकेले किया? लाखों पैसा नहीं किया किया. Awal kan bukan ada, bukan saya ni ada. Nak hati ya, ada. Lekin kan orang sign kerana dah ada ni kau ada. Respond kerana, hamba itu baik. There are 10 groups, right? In class, there are 10 members. That means 100 students. No, these students are active students. That's the case. 78 students participated for their quiz. That means actively 70 students are there. Even there are not active students, so there are some students who are unable to complete that one. ඒගොල්ලෝ නිකන් 10ක් විතර ඉස්සරවල ඉතින් මේ 10ක් දෙක ඉස්සර කරපුවම 80ක් අපි විතර day weekend 85. Basic 18-day weekend 85. Weekend Group number 8 group number 8 Weekend 87. Oh, Prashant. Group assignment take Weekend 57. Weekend 57. Pakshila. වැඩ කරනවා මෙන්න. group A එකට contribute කරනවද? group A එකට contribute කරනවද? නැත්නම් මම අයින් කරනවා. මම එකයි අහන්නේ. සමුදිනි exemption 14. Exemption 14.
I'm online student.
Group number is online student. Huh? You remove that student.
You mean hello?
Okay. You can form your own group. So you
Okay,
are
okay,
online
okay.
students now.
Okay, madam, thanks.
Weekend 47. Weekend 47. Galle. What assignment are you going to contribute කරනවද නැද්ද? discuss කරාද? කලින් වැඩ කරලා මෙන්න. Relotion 39. Leo. Contribute कराए ने. Exemption 4. Exemption 4. Krishna. Exemption 21. Exemption 21. You have to support them, huh? Your program name, no? Super Singer, weekend 006. You can contribute them. That means group number 8, they don't have issues. Do you have any issues? Right. A where? ඊට පස්සේ මට කියන්න පස්සේ ප්‍රශ්න වැඩ කරන්න නැහැ කියලා. Group number B. Number B. Now don't shout. Weekend 89. Babur Singh. Dayanand. Simodya Dayanand. 17B weekend 002 24. Group number 2. Finance assignment again discuss करा. Group number 2 दे. Okay. You do like this. There are how many students? You form your own groups now and give me the list. Okay, yes, teacher. You form your own groups. You all have the group number. So you all work on that group. Except you all, others, form your own groups and give me the list now. Sure. For the 10 members, form your own groups and give me the list.
Hello, Miss.
Yes. Online students, you
Is there
also.
any is there any compulsory 10 members?
Yes, yes, 10 members. Otherwise, you can't prepare
Only 6 members available, like
okay, if it is 6, then it's
group.
okay. That might
Okay,
be
thank you,
16
Miss.
students there. 16 students might be there. No? If it is so,
Okay, Miss.
10 members can form their own groups and the other 6 members, they can form another group.
Okay, Miss.
Now forget about the form groups. අමතක කරලා group ටික දැන් ඔයාලා groups හදාගන්න 10 දෙනෙක් ඉන්න ඕනේ වැඩ කරන 10 දෙනෙක් දාගන්න. දැන් තියාට groups නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලෝ form කරගෙන group එකක් යාලා කරගන්න. There should be minimum 3 boys and minimum 3 girls. Kaya lamang 2 දෙනෙක්වත් ඉන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ළමයි 3 දෙනෙක්වත් Can I do it? Boys ලාට 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් ඔයාලට වීඩියෝ එකක් හදාගන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි. Right? Therefore, there should be 3 boys at least. Fast message to the others. Write down the index numbers as well. Coordinator. Their own. That means for weekends, weekday students, you will have to so no issues. How will group that cover then? Shehan and Nagavini, you both check whether all the students are having the groups. Sometimes it might be efficient or sometimes. Anyway, they should have a. We are coordinating Name and then the index numbers. Once you complete that, now next you tell me your goal and then I distributed the presents also now. You will have groups for your batch. Okay, can we start? Online have you formed groups? Online students. Can anyone respond me now? Online I'm going to divide you. I'm already divided already, or you formed the group. Now I'm going to divide the topics. Right? I'm just asking from the online students, have you formed two groups?
Madam, we cannot hear you properly, madam.
Have you formed the groups? Two groups? Online students.
Yes, madam, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes,
Have
miss,
you formed
our
two
group is done.
groups?
Yes, miss. Six
Okay.
members available.
Okay, so then group number one. Okay, form a group leader for the group number one. You take the group number 1 and 2. Group number one, you have two groups now. You take first group at least financial system and component of Sri Lanka, and the other one time value of money. Yeah? Is that okay with you all?
Madam, is that for the online group?
Yes, there are two groups now.
Our one is okay, madam. We don't have any idea about the other one.
You take
We
the
have-
okay, you have how many members?
6 members we have now,
Okay,
according to the
6
HR
members.
group. Yes.
You take financial system and component of Sri Lanka.
Okay,
Right.
madam. Okay.
So then how about the other group? Either in the online and in the online students.
Madam, we know only six team members, madam. The rest we don't know, madam.
So then coordinator, who are the online participated students then? There are more than 6 students now. Yes, there might be more than 6 ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോ ലെക്ചേഴ്സ് ആണ് ഇതിനകത്ത് ഓൺലൈൻ Seven marking. Sixth. Online students, they have form one group, so they have 6 members. Please ask them the group list. Coordinator, please take the group list from them. So I will give the first topic for them. They are group number 1, financial system and component in Sri Lanka. That's their topic. Okay, so then we'll start with the group number 18, A weekend students. Okay. Group number 2, raise the hand. Those who wish to take the group number 2, quickly. So we have to do the lesson notes. Okay, those who raise the hand, those who take the group number 2. Okay, that is time value of money. Your topic is time value of money. Right? Okay, group number 3. Group number 3. Okay. So we'll give you the cost of capital. Right? Cost of capital, group number 3, cost of capital. What have you taken? Working capital. Group number 4. Bond valuation. Bond valuation. Group number 4, Archie. Group number 4, Archie, bond valuation. Group number again 5. Group number 5, share valuation. Group number 5, share valuation. Group number 6. Group number 6. Group number 6, risk and return. Right? Risk and return. Group number 7. Group number 7, investment decision. Right? Group number 7, investment decision. Group number 8, you are on group number 8. You have taken the, what is the one? Cash handling and the data handling. Inventory and data handling. Okay, so then you are group number 9. Right? Group number 8. Group number 8. Okay. You take the working capital management decision, inventory handling and the cash handling. Okay. Right. So the last group, group number 10. Group number 10. The last group, group number 10. Group නැති ළමයි ඉන්නවා. Right? ඔයාලට group සම්පූර්ණද? Chero, you okay now? Shehan and Agamini, how many of you are getting have no groups? Find the students who don't have the groups. ඔයාලට group සම්පූර්ණද? ඒක group එකක් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒක ඒගොල්ලන්ට දෙන්න. ඒගොල්ලන් එක group එකක් හදාගන්න කියන්න. Last one, working capital, introduction to the financial management and concepts in the finance. That's the first lesson, introduction to the finance and concepts in the finance. Right. Exemption. So that is the case. You all have, I hope you all have the groups, right? For the exemption students, those who are participating in the online, they have one group. Physical students don't have groups. Part of group and then if there are any issues regarding the group, so you can contact me. Yeah? So then I will try to assign another topic. Thank you very much. Now you all can work with it. So this is the 9th week. You have to do it by 13th week. Right? Complete it by 13th week. I'm not going to take your presentation and then the classroom presentation and video clips and other things. What you need to do is you have to create a video within 13th and 14th week. You have to share it and then reach for the 300 plus weeks. 300 plus views. So after the 13th week, I'm going to take the, not presentation, the video clips at the classroom. Right? Right? But you don't allow to share the video until the 13th week. Huh? So from the 13th week, you have to share. Therefore, until the 13th week, you have time to prepare this video. You also now have 1 week or the post weeks. That means 1 month period to complete that one. Right? All right. So then we'll move the lecture. So we move to the lecture. It's cost of capital. Right? Make the heading cost of capital. I just started. Just repeating. When you have taken it. When you have taken it. So, have you heard this word before? Have you heard this before? Cost of capital. Cost. Now forget about the groups. Coordinators, forget about the groups. You already shared the message. If they want groups, they will tell us. Right? Otherwise, you don't need to follow up. They will give you the feedback regarding their assignments and other things. So then your duty is convey that message to me. That's it. Okay. If I say I don't know, we will put it on my email. They are second years. You are second years now. Right. Have you heard the word cost of capital before? No. Cost of capital. How many words are there? 3 words. How many important words are there? 2 words. What's the first one? Cost. It's a cost. Of which one? Of the company's capital. Company's capital. What do you mean by the capital? The way how the company, in simple terms, what do you mean by the capital? The things provided by the owner. That is your definition from the A-levels onwards. Right? But in terms of organization, in terms of company, what do you mean by a capital? The way of the company taking the funds from the intern or as the outsiders. Right? So we identify it as a capital of the organization. So accordingly, we can identify company's capital comprised with 2 main components. The first one is equity and the other one raising the debt capital, right? Raising the internal or raising the company's equity and the other one funding through the debt sources. So therefore, the firm can have their capital with 2 financing sources, main 2 financing sources. First one, equity capital, the other one, debt capital. Right. So then, now think about the cost of capital, what we are going to find. What we are going to find now. Company acquire the equity through the company acquire the equity through the shareholders and then the company acquire the debt through the debt providers. As a company, we are paying something to these equity shareholders as well as the debt providers. Right? What we are going to calculate in simply the cost that we are paying for these equity shareholders as well as the debt holders. කොච්චරක් ගෙවනවද කියන එක තමයි අපි මේ බලන්න යන්නේ. So we discuss one by one lesson. Right. So therefore, before moving to the lecture, we have to first identify the sources of finance and then identify the individual component cost. That means each cost of capital of each the preference shares, ordinary shares, and then the debt. And the last one, by taking some weights, by considering some weights, you have to identify the overall rate of return that you are paying for these outsiders. We call it as a weighted average cost of capital. So this is how our lesson has been created. So as we discussed, company needs the funds, right? Company needs the fund. Why do companies need funds? Yes, to run their business, company need funds. Not only to run their business, they have daily operations. They have to pay expenses, they have to pay salaries, they have to pay the administration expenses. Likewise, there might be a lot of expenses. To recover these expenses, company need the funds. Not only recovering expenses, they have to go with some new projects. They have to initiate something new. They have to go with some building purchases. They have to acquire the building. They have to acquire the machineries, land, other things. Right? To go with these investments, what they need funds. Right? To purchase the inventory. Right? To pay for the creditors. What they need? They need funds. They need cash. They need funds. Now, when the company is paying like this, when the company is paying this much of expenses, investment, and for the debtors and working capital related things, the question is how the company acquire the fund for these expenses or else fund for these payments. What are the ways of acquiring funds for these payments? We identify those things as a sources of finance. Sources of finance in simply what it calls the way how the company acquire the funds to the different perspectives. Right. How the as your knowledge, how the companies acquire the funds. Companies can issue the shares, ordinary shares, and collect the funds. Companies can obtain a loan. It might be short term, it might be long term. Right? Companies can issue the debentures. Companies can issue the corporate bonds. Companies can issue the preference shares. By issuing those things, what they can do? They can collect the outsiders' fund. So therefore, we identify for your knowledge, these are the some of things that you know about the sources of finance. Right. So if we discuss these sources of finance, indeed, we have several basics, right? What's the first basis? Internal and external. How the companies can take the internal funds as well as how the companies can take the external funds. That will start from that point onwards. How the companies can take the external funds? They can issue the shares, okay? They issue the debentures, corporate bonds, and likewise. So then how the companies can raise the internal capital? Company ku තුලින්ම කොහොමද ඒගොල්ලෝ capital එක සිහි කරගන්නේ? You have that experience. We in the financial accounting we discussed the right issue and bonus issue. Right? In the bonus issue, what we are doing is we are capitalizing the equity to the as a capital. Then retained earnings. We are capitalizing the retained earnings to the equity. One of the method how the companies can raise their internal capital. What else? They can tighten their working capital management. What do you mean by the working capital management? Handling the debtors and the creditors, handling the inventories, handling the cash. Those are belongs to the working capital management. Right? If you need the funds, what you can do? You can delay the payments for the creditors, and meanwhile, you can ask the debtors to settle that funds quickly. So what is it? Again, a method of taking the internal capital. Right? So then, based on the term, short term, medium term, and long term, you have several financing sources. You can obtain short-term loans, you can obtain long-term loan, and then you can obtain the medium-term loan likewise. Basis of ownership. Ownership means the right. Right? So you can acquire the borrowed funds as well as you can identify the owned funds as we initially discussed. So there are two methods, that is the equity and debt financing. By combining these two, we can have a hybrid mode finance also. For example, it's given here convertible preference shares. What do you mean by convertible preference shares? Preference shares we all know. Convertible preference shares. පරිවර්තනය කළ හැකි ණය වරණීය කොටස් කියලා අපි හඳුන්වනවා. Convertible preference shares. Yes. Initially, we are showing the preference shares to the investor, and we have a term at the end of this maturity period. We will convert your preference shares into the equity shares. So that means at the end of the maturity, preference shares will be converted to the equity shares. Right. So then, last one, intermediaries. Based on the intermediaries, how you can identify the sources of finance, direct finance, and the indirect finance. What the way of calculating, the way of taking the direct finance exactly, capitalized retained earnings through the working capital as well as the companies can go with the issuing the corporate debentures. With the involvement of intermediary, how the companies can raise their capital, take in the debts, and what else? Take in the bank loan, overdraft, and etc. So this is how the companies can acquire the funds from the internal as well as the outsiders. Internal as well as the external. Right? I hope you have gained some idea regarding these sources of finance. We don't need the entire in deep discussion. So what we need is we have to identify the sources of finance. So likewise, there were several, even we identify companies taking the loans, issuing the shares. It might be ordinary, it might be preferred shares, and then debentures, and then the bonds and etc. Rather than those concepts, rather than those methods, there were a lot of methods of acquiring the funds to the organizations. Okay. So we'll have then discussion regarding our basic concept, that's the cost of capital. Right? Okay. Copy this one to our book first. The middle is a company and the right hand side you can see the items and then we identify a new project also. This is a company. Right? The company, they are going to the companies, right? OPLCs. They go with new investment. Right? They are about to start a new investment. Plan. 2026. Right? So it means 10 million. Building this new plant involving 10 million. Now, the company, they don't have the funds to go with this 10 million new project. Right? So therefore, what they can do now, I'm collecting what they can do now. Now in 2026, they want to go with the new investment. Right? To do this new investment, how much they need? They need 10 million. Right. So the company, they don't have the funds. How they can acquire the funds now? Yes? Okay. One method is identifying the debt capital. That means they can obtain a loan. If they acquire the loan, what is the cost of this loan to the company? Interest. Interest is the cost of this loan. Right? You assume 10% is the interest. What are the other ways of taking the funds? Shares. So we have taken the 5 million loan. 5 million loan. We issue the shares. We take it as ordinary shares. Ordinary shares. For a 3 million. For a 3 million. Right. So in return, what is the cost of this ordinary share, Hassan? What is the cost of this ordinary share to the company? Cost of this ordinary share. If you acquire the ordinary shares as a company, if the company acquire the ordinary shares, what the company need to settle annually for them? That is dividend. That is dividend. Right? Dividend. It might be, let's say it's a 5%. What is the other way? We identify shares, preference shares. Preference shares. What's our requirement? What's our requirement? It's 10 million. How much we have acquired so far? How much we have acquired so far? 5, 3, and then remaining is requirement 2 million. Right? If you acquire the preference shares as a company, what's your cost? Cost of this preference share? What is it? Cost of the preference share. Annually, as a fixed payment, you have to pay what? Dividend. Dividend. It might be, let's take 6%. So we acquired these 10 million in different methods. What are those different methods? Loan, ordinary share, and the preference shares. For these each and every sources, we are paying an individual cost. Right? Let's assume in future 2026, this project will generate us 15%. We have taken these sources. We have taken this 10 million via these sources. We don't know how much we average paid for them. Anyway, we can gain a return 15%. How we can compare now? We have acquired the different. We have acquired the funds through the different methods and we are paying the different rates for them. Plus, the project will generate a one return rate that is 15%. How you can compare it now? It's how you can compare. Can we compare it now? No, we can't. One, we don't know the average return, average rate or its average cost that we are paying for these outsiders. But individually, we know the cost that we are paying for the outsiders. April to key at given on the podium, see it the higher. Preference shares were see it high, audience shares were see it high. Whenever given. හැබැයි මේ වෙනම ගෙවන අපිට decision එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්ද? බැහැ. Right? So therefore we have to identify the average return. The average return. For the moment, we'll identify average return. It's again 12%. Average cost. Average cost that we are paying for these outsiders, that is 12%. Now, can you take the decision? Regarding the investment, can you take the decision? Yes or no? Yes. In 2026, we are going with the new investment for a 10 million, which generate a return rate of 15%. To acquire this 10 million, we have used different sources, and to these different sources, we pay 12% cost. Now, can you take the decision? Yes. Return from this project is 15%. To acquire that return, we have to pay how much? 12%. So, therefore, do we need to go with this investment? Yes, obviously. Why? It generates more than the expense that we are incurring. That is 15%. Right? What's our target is, or what we mean by the cost of capital is this part. First task is identifying the individual cost of each sources, and then based on the capital structure, you have to identify the overall rate that you are returning or is that you are paying for the outsiders, right? So our lesson is focused on this part. I hope the entire picture is clear now. We'll do one by one calculations, right? Any question from this one? Is it clear to you all? So this is the cost of capital description. You can read this one. What is it? Firm's cost of capital will be the overall or its average required rate of return on the aggregation of investment project. Right? So if go with the investment, at least as for example, how much of return do we need? As for example, to go with the return, go with the new investment, how much of return do we need? It is very good. It is 12%. Right? It is 12%. So therefore we identify it's a what? It's an average return rate on the aggregation of the investment projects. So these are the some of similar names for the weighted average cost of capital. If it is required rate of return, if it is discount rate, if it is cost of capital, all three names are similar but in the different applications. When it comes to the NPV calculation, you have taken the discount rate. Did you remember that one? Yes. Right? Discount rate will be applied in the NPV calculation of project valuation, where the same formula or the same rate that we are taking in the cost of capital. Right? In the required rate of return in bond valuation, in share valuation. Did you remember we have taken the R, required rate of return? What is that? The required rate of return for the investor. It's similar to the cost of capital, which is paid by the company, right? And then in the cost of capital, this will be identifying it is as here mentioned cost of capital. Okay. So we start with the cost of debt. So therefore, theory part is over now. We'll move to the calculation. Make the heading cost of capital. Cost of debt, sorry, cost of debt. As we identified in our examples, there are two main components in our lesson. What is the first target? Identifying the individual cost of each sources. Right? The second target is go with the weighted average of cost of capital. So therefore, to go with the weighted average cost, we have to first identify the individual sources cost. Right? අපිට බර තියන්න කලින් ඔක්කොම කැල්කියුලේට් කරලා ඕවර්ऑल රේට් එකක් ගන්න කලින් මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඉතින් එක රේට් එක හොයාගෙන ඉන්න ඔයා ගත්තට පස්සේ තමයි යම්කිසි පදනමක් මත අපි වෙයිට් කරන්නේ okay cost of debt cost of debt can be calculated based on two things. The first one is if the cost of bond or its debt sold at par, right? If the bond is, if the debt is sold at par value, what do you mean by the par value? Exactly, that is what? Face value, right? Face value similar to the par value, right? So therefore, if the bond or a specific debt issued, trading at or is sold at par, how we can calculate the cost of that bond or its cost of that debt interest. Payment for that bond or its debt should be divided by the market price or the acquired price. Right? So this formula normally applied for the loan calculations. Right? Why? Loans also having what? When the companies are issuing, the banks are issuing the loans, their face value and then the trading price is similar. අපිට කවදාකවත් loan එකක් ගන්නකොට loan එකේ මූලික වටිනාකමක් තියෙනවා සද්ද ගන්න වටිනාකමක් කියලා වෙනස්කම් දෙකක් තියෙනවද? නෑ අපිට මාකට් එකේ ලක්ෂ 5ක් ඕන නම් අපිට බැංකුවට ගිහලා මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්? ලක්ෂ 5ම ගන්න. හැබැයි බොන්ඩ් එකක් ගැන හිතුවොත් එහෙම බොන්ඩ් එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් එහෙම සමහර වෙලාවට නැහැ. ඇයි එහෙම හේතුව? බොන්ඩ් එක face value එක කීයද? 1000. එහෙනම් trade වෙන්නේ ඒ value එකකටද හැමතිස්සෙම 1000 වලට trade වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සමහරලාට අඩු වෙනවා, සමහරලාට වැඩි වෙනවා. සමහර වෙලාවක් එනවා බොන්ඩ් එකේ trading price එකයි face value එකයි සමාන වෙන වෙලාවක්. අන්න ඒ වගේ වෙලාවකට ගන්න පුළුවන් මේ formula එක. Right? Okay. So what's the formula? Interest after tax. Why we are taking interest multiplied by 1 minus t? Because interest is a tax deductible expense. So therefore, you have to take the interest after tax and then divide it by the market price or else the other one, purchase price. Right? Quickly do the question number 1. You all had your lunch, no? No. Look at the carbohydrate already. Completed. Huh? That is well. Question is the question number 1. Festival. Quality में करने के लिए चेक करो ने मटर चेक करो 18 day weekend के लिए हमारी कोई ना की ने weekend के लिए की लम्बा इन्हें So Galle में तुम देना. Voice ना. Registration time is you will have to take Okay, what's the answer? Financing company agrees to provide a loan. That is how much? 1 million, right? Which will be settled in the 5 years annual equal installments. N equals 5. Interest payment for this loan for the first period, that is 140,000. 140,000, and then tax rate is 20%. Tax rate is 20%. What it does? KT. What do you mean by KD? Cost of debt, right? Cost of debt. So therefore, in front of your topic, cost of debt, write it within brackets KD. 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 Cost of debt. Cost of debt can be calculated with two ways. What's the first one? If the bonds, debentures, or else the loan sold at par value, you can calculate the KD like this. Okay. Tell me the calculated KD. Regarding the loan, do we have a different purchase price and the trading price? No, that is exactly 1 million. That is what you have obtained. So therefore, here you can identify interest is 140 multiplied by 1 minus 3, that is 0.2 divided by 100,000. What is the answer? 0.11. 112. That means converting it to 100, that is 0.112, that means 11.2%. 11.2%. Right. Okay. Second type of bond or the loans or the debentures. Cost of bond, write it down. Cost of bond, write it down. Cost of bond sold at. Cost of bond sold at Cost of one sold at premium or discount. Premium or discount. Now the case is something different. What happened? The recorded face value is 1,000, but you are taking it, or else it is selling at below 1,000 or else more than 1,000. For example, the face value is 1,000, we are taking it for 990 rupees. Sometimes it might be 1,010. That means the real value of the bond is different with the trading price. If it is so, you can't apply the first formula. You have to go with the second formula. What is it? Interest and the difference between face value and then the bond price. It should be divided by the number of years. And the entire one divided by the average value of the face value and the trading price. If mean face value, B0 means trading price or a sales price. N equals number of years. N equals number of years. F mean face value. F equals face value. B0 means selling price or trading price. Selling price or trading price. And then B0, that is trading price or selling price. N means number of years. You know how to calculate the coupon price, coupon payment. How you can calculate face value multiplied by coupon rate. How you can take the coupon payment, face value multiplied by coupon rate. Here also we are taking the loans or the debts. We are taking the debentures or bonds. If it is so, it is coming under the debt category, which is the tax deductible expense, the interest. Therefore, once after you calculated this KD, what you need to do is you have to apply the tax rate because the interest is a tax deductible expense. So therefore, we identify this KD equals to the YTN. What do you mean by YTN? Have you heard it YTN before? Yes, we calculated. In where? We have calculated YTM in when we are calculating the bond prices, bond valuation. Right? Yield to maturity. Did you remember the way of calculating yield to maturity in the IRR calculations? Yes. Right? Now you don't need to apply the IRR formula to calculate the required rate of return of the investor. You can apply this formula to calculate the YTM. Same methods. Even you have calculated IRR or else you have taken this method, you are getting the same value. In there also what we have calculated, where the P0 or else where the present value of all coupon payments and the future value equals to the acquired price. Right? So say calculated here. So therefore, we name this KD as YTM. Yield to maturity. Right? Once after you calculated yield to maturity, you have to apply. So here YTM O, that means O KD. Same OK. Multiplied by 1 minus C means applying the tax rate. Okay. Question number 2. Coupon payment now it becomes semi-annual coupon payment. So therefore, 1,000 multiplied by 8% divided by 2 plus. Now when we come, this is a semi-annual, so therefore 30 multiplied by 2. Face value is 1,000 divided minus the trading price, it is 896.81 divided by average face value and then the trading price, that is 1,896.81 divided by 2. Now you can calculate, this is a 1 part. So therefore first you calculate this one. And that's amount to the 14. Right? Or else if you are taking it as a one single formula, you have to take the brackets. Otherwise, you won't be get the correct answer. We have a formula second type. So now facing and facing it. Barahangal type. So we have the answers. Can we find the last 3 point KD, that is 3.2. Remember the same answer? What's the answer then? 0.0439. So this is before tax, right? So therefore you have to identify the tax. How you can write the KD after tax? So this is the way of writing it. KD 1 minus T. 1 minus T. So this is before tax. What you need to do is you have to apply the tax. Right? So therefore, formula is 5TN multiplied by 1 minus tax. 0.0439 multiplied by 1 minus tax rate is 0.25. Now the answer is 0.0329 or else it is 3.29.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Can you please? I have a small question.
Yes.
Can you please explain me why 30 minus 30 multiplied by 2?
That is semi-annual. In the question, we have given it as semi-annual. Semi-annual coupon bond. So therefore, even it's a 30 years, now we are getting the coupon payment 30 multiplied by 2. That is why 30 multiplied by 2 equals 6. Same reason applied here also, that is why we have divided the animals movement by two. We have the semi-annual movement test. I hope I answered for your question. Is it okay? Okay. Hope you don't have any question on this one. If you have any questions, you can ask now. Now we'll move to the other sources, that is the preference share, right? We'll identify cost of preference share. Make the heading cost of preference shares. Cost of preference shares. Cost of preference shares within brackets, write it down KP. KP. We have two types of preference shares. What those two types are? Yes. We have two types of preference shares. What those two types are? In the preference share evaluation, we identify. What is it? Yes. Very good. Preference shares with maturity, and the other one preference shares without maturity. Right? So what do you mean by preference shares with maturity? It has a redemption. That means preference shares which can be matured means at the end of the maturity period, we can release this preference shares. Right? So we call them as a redeemable preference shares. Right? So we have the chance to redeem it. Right? So the other one is preference shares which doesn't have any maturity. So we call it as a perpetual preference shares or as irredeemable preference shares. Based on these two types, valuation techniques are different. Right? Okay. We'll first identify preference shares with maturity. Preference shares with maturity. Redeemable preference shares. Right? Redeemable preference shares, again, these are having the redemption value as well as the redemption years. Right? So it is a maturity period. So when we are valuing the redeemable preference shares, the same formula that you have applied in to value the cost of bonds with the discount and premium applied here. Right? You can identify the same formula. So therefore, we are not going to do any calculation on the preference shares. It has a redemption period or as a maturity. But you can write down the formula there. Then we'll discuss irredeemable preference shares. Now the other type, irredeemable preference shares. Irredeemable preference shares. We can't release these preference shares. Irredeemable preference shares. Irredeemable preference shares. So those are the perpetual preference shares, or else it doesn't have any maturity. If the company issued the irredeemable preference shares, how they can identify the cost of trade by dividing the preference share dividend with the issue price. By dividing the preference share dividend with the issue price. You can go with the question number 3. So those are very simple questions. Other things you are lecturing. Okay. What's the answer? Came on? You didn't get the answer? දැන් මොකද්ද මේ කරන්නේ preference shares වලට කීයක් තියනවද වර්ග දෙකක් නේද එකක් මොනවාද එකක් තමයි maturity එකක් තියෙන preference shares ඒ කියන්නේ කවදා හරි දවසක නිදහස් කරන්න පුළුවන් preference shares ඒ වගේ preference share එකක් company එකක් issue කරොත් කොහොමද identify කරගන්නේ debt එකේම formula එකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් හරි අනිත් type එක තමයි මොකක්ද preference shares තියෙනවා. ඒවට maturity period එකක් නැහැ. අනන්තය දක්වාම අපිට company එකට ගෙවාගෙන යන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා debt එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් dividends. මේ preference share holders කට. එහෙම preference share එක අපි කොහොමද cost එක හොයාගන්නේ company එක පැත්තේ dividend ගෙවන dividend බෙදනවා කාගෙන්ද? කාගෙන්ද? then issue price. issue කරපු ගාන බෙදන්නේ කාගෙන්ද? dividends බෙදන්නේ කාගෙන්ද? issue කරපු price එකේ. issue කරලා තියෙන price එක කීයද? Sampath Bank has issued preference shares for a net price of 30. Right? They issue the preference shares for 30. Annually, how much they are paying? 4.5. That's a dividend. So then how you can identify the cost of the company for these preference shares? 4.5 is the cost divided by for which one they are paying for this cost? For the 30 rupees. මේ 450 ගෙවන්න මොකටද? 30ටනේ. ගත්ත 30ට කීයක් අරගත්තද? රුපියල් 30ක් ගත්තා. ඉෂුව කරා කලෙක්ට් කරපු ගාන කීයද? 30යි. ඒ 30ට කීයක් ගෙවාගෙන යනවද? 4.50 ගානේ අවුරුද්ද ගාන ගෙවාගෙන යනවා. හරි ලේසි මේක. මේ බේසික් කන්සෙප්ට් එක ඔළුවට දාගන්න තියෙනවා. කම්පැනි එක පැත්තෙන් cost එක මොකද්ද? ඒ cost එක අයිති වෙන්නේ කීයක් acquire කරගත්තද කියන එක. Right. So what's the rate? That is 15%. 0.1 equals 15%. Okay. You all got the same answer? 30 divided by 4.5 divided by 30. 4.5. And the number of Yakan ready have man. And the number of Yakan ready have man. The company can shoot a type of them. Okay. All right. Right. Next one. Cost of equity shares. Make the heading cost of equity shares. If a company acquired the equity shares, what would be their cost of this? Within brackets, write it down KE. KE. You will have to do the speech, name. 1 minute speech. අපි ඔක්කොම යාළුවෝ තමයි. ඔව් එනවා අපි. Within brackets, that is KE. KE. ඒක තමයි අර හොර කුසවගේ ආයතන ඇවිල්ලා. Because I didn't give you the break also.